Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start another chapter, Unit 13, Alama Iqbal. As we all know that Alama Iqbal is one of the greatest poets in the history of Pakistan, and he is considered as the poet of East and for all this eastern region of the world. And so he was the ideological father, the founder of Pakistan. So we will get to know about his contributions towards Pakistan, about his poetry, about his books, and all that he has written and contributed, and how he has motivated the youth of Pakistan, and how he introduced the idea of a separate nation for Muslims of the subcontinent that were part of India. So, inshallah, we will be covering all these points in this chapter. So, let's get started. Alama Iqbal was born on 9th November at Sialkot in 1877. His parents, Noor Muhammad and Imam Bibi, were pious and religious people. He passed his matriculation and intermediate exams in 1893 and 1895, respectively. He did his BA from Government College Lahore in 1897 and MA Philosophy in 1899. He took his doctorate degree from Munich. After taking his barrister degree from London in 1908, he returned home and started practice as a barrister. So basically, Allama Iqbal was born and raised in Sialkot, and he was from a Kashmiri Muslim family, So Iqbal and his parents were quite religious. His mother and his father gave him the basic early Islamic and Quranic knowledge to his son. And so after he passed matriculation and intermediate exams in 1893 and 1895, he completed his BA and MA at the Government College, Lahore. And he also, after that, in 1905, he left for further studies in Europe. He first went to England, where he completed a second BA at Trinity College, Cambridge, and was and in Germany he received a PhD in philosophy at in Germany he received a PhD in philosophy at the University of Munich. After he returned after he returned, he taught during that time. He also taught Arabic at the Oriental College, Lahore, from 1899 until 1903. But after returning to Lahore in 1908, he established a law practice. But he concentrated. His main goal was to write scholarly works on politics, on economics, on history, on philosophy and religion, and he has done some of the major and one of the notable works, poetic works in both Persian and Urdu language. علامه اقبال چې د کنه 9 نومبر منی سیالکوټ کې پیدا شوی 1877 کې چې دا سیالکوټ کې شوی و او مغزي ستره شو هغه ول چې کوم مور پلارو ډیر چې د کنه لکه ول رجحان چې د اسلامیک نالج طرف ته او اسلامي تعلیمات چې د کنه هغه ول مور پلار هغه ول شروع کې مطلب کور کې هغه ته تعلیم ورکولو هغې نه بعد چې هغه خپل میټریک او اف اس سی انټرمیډیټ چې د 1893 کې او 1895 کې چې کمپلیټ کړو هغې نه بعد هغه لاړو ګورنمنټ کالج لاهور ته ازینه هغه بی اے وکړله 1897 کې او مغزي نه ته د ایم اے وکړه فلسفي کې 1899 کې هغې نه بس د چې د هغه تم لاړ وو انګلند ته لاړو انګلند کې کیمبرج نه دوباره ډبل بی اے وکړله ټرینیټي کالج نه او به जर्मनी के म्यूनिक यूनिवर्सिटी ने چې ده کنه هغه پی ایچ डी کړی و فلسفي کې. نو هغه د ارسی کې چې ده کنه 1899 1903 پورې هغه عربي ولا کلاسز لکه عربي پڑھاو کوله اورینټل کالج کې لاهور کې. واپس چې پی ایچ डी نه بعد لاهور ته رالو نو هغه چې د خپل لا ولا وکالت ولا هغه یې شروع کړو پریکټیس یې شروع کړلو او داسې کې چې ده کنه هغه ورسره ولا فوکس و چې زه رایټینګ وکم چې ده کنه پالیټکس بری کې څوره چې کوم ولا سیاست ولا معاشي چې کوم هیستوري بری کې فلسفي بری کې ریلیجن بری کې هغه ډیر زیات رایټینګز دي داسې کې هغه چې د پویټیک چې کوم شعر و شاعري وه هغه د ټایم پیریډ کې هغه لیکن شروع کړله ډیر زیات. Allama Iqbal was greatly influenced by the philosophical teachings of Jalaluddin Muhammad Rumi. He wrote poetry under his inspiration. He had written poetry in Urdu and Persian. Allama Iqbal left valuable and voluminous treasures of poetry and prose after him. The following are famous poetic works of Iqbal: Israr-e-Khudi, Ramooz-e-Bekhudi, Paigam-e-Mashriq, Javed-Nama, and Musafir are his great works in Persian. Bange-Dara, Bal-e-Jibril, and Zarb-e-Kalim are famous collections in Urdu. The famous prose collection of Iqbal lectures is the reconstruction of religious thought in Islam. So Allama Iqbal was greatly influenced by Jalaluddin Rumi. He was one of the greatest poets to ever live on earth. So he was basically the most important factor which impressed Iqbal to acknowledge Rumi as his guide was Rumi's interpretation of the Quran and his profound love for Holy Book and the Prophet's peace be upon him. So the way he used to praise Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his works and the way he was writing Quran, he was trying to produce some Persian literature for Quran. So that's what inspired Allama Iqbal, that he started his as a ideal. He considered him as ideal in all his writing, and he has praised Rumi in many of his writings. So that's why he was an important factor, important personality for him. So Iqbal also wrote in both Persian and Urdu, and these were some of very important works of Iqbal that are mentioned here, as all Israr-e-Khudi, Ramooz-e-Bekhudi, Paigam-e-Mashriq, Javed-Nama, Musafir. Among these were one of the famous, some of the famous works of Iqbal in Persian. And as we all know, the famous Urdu collection of Iqbal is Bange-Dara, Bal-e-Jibril, Zarb-e-Kalim. And apart from that, one Armaghan-e Hijaz is both in Urdu and in Persian. So it is like a mixture of both Persian poetry and Urdu poetry. So, and one of his lectures, Iqbal lectured the reconstruction of religious thoughts in Islam. So this book includes lectures of Iqbal that it is a compilation of lectures basically, and that was delivered by Iqbal on Islamic philosophy, and it was published in 1930. Basically, in this book there were like different topics. It was among he explained the conflict between science, the religion, the philosophy, about human knowledge, about human spirit, and about God. So it was a collection of different things. This compilation had variety of topics, and it is one of the famous prose collection of Iqbal. اقبال چې ده کنه جلال الدین رومي چې دا هغه یو ډېر غټ آیډیل و یو قسم ته انسپیریشن هغه دپاره هغه دې وجې نه چې رومي به چې ده عام یو ډېر غټ پویټ پاتې شوی ده هغه به چې ده هغه والا چې کوم رائټینګز کوم هغه به خپل رائټینګز کې حضور صلی الله علیه وسلم یا قرآن بری کې هغه والا رجحان ډیر و رومي والا. نو علامه اقبال د پاره چې کنه یو غټ انسپریشن پاتې شوی. او علامه اقبال ډیر ځایونو کې چې د رومي والا خپل شاعري کې خپل کتابونو کې هر چیرته چې د رومي والا ډیر ذکر وکولو. نو هغه چې ډیر په داسې کې یوزي کې جاوید نامه چې کوم علامه اقبال ولا کتاب د نو هغې کې خپل زوی ته یې چې لکه تا ته که کله زندګي کې یو ښه فرند یو ښه ملګری میلاو نشي نو ته یو رومي چې دا خپل یو قسم ته آیډیل کنسیډر کا یعنی کې ته هغه نه ازدا کا چې یو لایف به څنګه تیری نو دا د هغه ول اهمیت وو علامه اقبال ولا لایف کې. نو دې نه علاوه علامه اقبال چې د اردو او فارسی دواړو کې چې دا کنه ډیر غټ کار کړی دا. علامه اقبال والا چې کوم ډیر فیمس چې کوم بوکس دي چې کوم فارسی کې هغه والا کوم اډول نه فیمس بوک دی د اسرار خودی، رموز بے خودی، پیغام مشرق، جاوید نامه، مسافر، دا هغه والا ډیر اهم کار د فارسی کې. بانګ دره، بال جبریل، ضرب کلیم دا چې د کنه هغه والا اردو کې هغه دا پوئټري والا کار کړی ده. او هغې نه علاوه چې د ریکنسټرکشن اف ریلیجیس تھاټس ان اسلام دا هغه والا یو پروز کلیکشن ده چې کوم کې هغه لیکچري دي دا اصل کې هغه والا او یو بک فارم کې کمپایل شوي دي. د ریکنسټرکشن اف ریلیجیس تھاټ ان اسلام چې دا د کې هغه یو مختلف قسم والا ټاپکس باندې لیکچرز ورکړي دي لکه ساينس باره کې، ریلیجن باره کې، یو هیومن نیچر باره کې، خدای باره کې. نو دا داسې کې مختلف قسم والا لیکچرز چې هغه مختلف ټایم کې ورکړي وو. دا 1923 کې چې دا کنه هغه دا ټول لیکچرز کمپایل شوي او دا یو بک فارم کې چې دا شایع شوی و. دا In 1922, he was knighted by King George V, granting him the title Sir, while his other titles are Doctor and Alama. While studying law and philosophy in England, Iqbal became a member of London branch of the All India Muslim League. Later, during the League's December 1930 session, he delivered his most famous presidential speech known as Allahabad Address, in which he pushed for the creation of Muslim state in northwest India. So he was given a knighthood by King George V, and he was granted the title of Sir for his famous work of Israr Khudi, and that's why he was given the title of Sir. And apart from that, he was given Doctor and Alama as he received his PhD in philosophy. So apart from that, he became a member of London branch of All India Muslim League in 1923. It was around 1923, and later in the years in 1930 he had given the speech in which he emphasized on having a separate nation for Muslims of the Indian subcontinent in the northwest India, which is now today it is Pakistan. So that's why he is considered as the spiritual or ideological founder of Pakistan. 1922 کې چې دا کنه کینګ جورج کوم وو 5 کینګ جورج 5 هغه چې د نایټ هوډ ورکړو. نایټ هوډ کې چې دا کنه سر والا خطاب ملويږي او دا تقریبا اوس پرې 500 خلکو ته ملاو شوی دا سر والا ټایټل. نو هغه کې یو علامه اقبال هم هغه والا چې کوم پرشین ولا فارسی کې چې هغه والا کوم فیمس اسرار خودی ولا کار و هغه دی وجنه چې کوم پوئټري هغه لیکلی و هغه دی وجنه هغه ته سر والا ټایټل ملاو. هغه نه علاوه هغه والا ډاکټر او علامه والا ټایټل هم دی سره. 1923 کې چې دا به هغه لندن والا چې کوم برانچ وو آل انډیا مسلم لیگ والا هغه والا یو ممبر جوړ شو. بیا داسې کې 1930 پورې چې دا کنه هغه على بعد لاهور کې چې د هغه چې کوم خطاب و هغه کې هغه پاکستان ولا آیډیا ورکړی و چې مسلمانانو لپاره یو بیل ملک پاکستان ولا شکل کې پکار ده نو ویل چې ازي ولا مسلمان او ازي ولا چې کوم هندو کمیونټي و خپل کې سره کې نشو پاتې کېدل دی وجه نه چې دا کنه علامه اقبال ته چې د ایډیولوژیکل فاوندر اف پاکستان چې دا کنه کنسیډر کیږي یا هغه ته مفکر پاکستان یې چې لکه هغه پاکستان باره کې آیډیا ورکړې وه Iqbal was a great mystic, a Sufi. Iqbal had good command on English, German, and Arabic languages. Iqbal is commemorated widely by Pakistanis, Indians, Iranians, Bangladeshis, Sri Lankans, and other international scholars of literature. Alama Iqbal was deeply concerned about the youth. He was very much aware of the fact that if the youth focus on their self realization, then they can explore and achieve limitless skies. So, Iqbal was a great mystic. A mystic is a person who is able to have the self-realization to know about one own self and to get united with God through prayer. So Iqbal was trying that. So that's why he was considered as one of the great mystic, a Sufi. And apart from that, Iqbal had a command. He spoke very good English, German and Arabic language. As I said, that he taught Arabic in Oriental College Lahore from 1899 to 1903. For 4 years, he taught Arabic in the Oriental College. And that's why, as he's considered as the poet of East, so all the countries, all the people here, whether Pakistanis or Indians or Iranians, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankans, and all the people of East really consider him as the poet of East. And apart from that, from as we know that he has received many titles from the Europe and from the Western world. So one important thing that Iqbal has addressed in his poetry that he was concerned about was youth, that young people should focus on their self-realization. So basically what self-realization is, that people, the youth, the young people should know about themselves, what they are capable of, are their abilities, what are their capabilities, what are their strengths, and what are their weaknesses, and so that they can work on their weaknesses and work on their weaknesses and get to attain something, get to know about oneself, and then they should have some goal in their life, they should have a purpose in their life, and they should have a strong union, a relation with God, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that they can have the concept of khudi. The concept of khudi that Iqbal introduced was for youth, was to know about oneself, to and once you get to know about yourself, you're able to work, you are able to contribute towards society. You will have personal achievements, you will have some societal achievements, and you are able to focus towards goal. So that's how countries are flourished, that's how their youth play a very important role towards the development of country. So that's why Iqbal really emphasized on this, that the youth should be self-aware, they should know about themselves, and they should explore and achieve the highest of goals. اقبال چې ده کنه هغه یو صوفي په طور کنسیډر کیږي، یو غټ صوفي په طور. نو هغه ول چې ده کنه صوفي یو هغه داسې کس وي لکه هر چا خپل صوفیزم ولا کانسپټ ده، خو اقبال چې هغه لکه خدای پاک سره هغه چې کوم ریلیشن او کومې طریقې سره خپل یوت خپل خلک خپل پویټري کې چې ده کنه هغه ولا پته لګي چې هغه کومې طریقې سره هغه کوشش و چې زه قرآن سره خپل زندگی قرآن مطابق حضور صلی الله علیه وسلم ولا سنت مطابق نو دې طریقې سره هغه چې ده کنه یو صوفي کنسیډر کیږي دین علاوه خپل انګلیش جرمن او عربي زبان باندې ډیر هغه ته مهارت حاصل وو او دې طریقې سره چې ده کنه صرف د ایست کې نه بلکې یورپ او ویسټرن ورلد کې چې ده کنه هغه ول ډیره نامه خلک هغه ول پویټري سټډي کوي نو د زی ولا خلک چې کوم پاکستانیان دي انډین دي څور خلک دي بنگلاديش ولوي که سریلانکا ولوي که ایران عراق ټول خلک چې ده کنه ډیر اصل کې د چې کوم فارسی کې کار کړي نو ایران ولا خلک چې دا ډیر کنسیډر کوي خپل یو آیډیل کنسیډر کوي هم دین علاوه علامه اقبال چې د یوت لپاره چې کوم جوان نوجوان ولا نسل دغه لپاره دا پیغام ورکړی چې تاسو لکه انسان ته ځان بری کې پته کیدل پکار ده چې هغه ولا کمزوري چې دی هغه ولا کومه خبره دی هغه ولا سترنث یا هغه چې یو ځلځان او پیژني نو هغه ملک لپاره خپل ځان لپاره ډیر څه کوي شي نو موږ ته یو چې کنه خپل ځان باندې فوکس کوون پکار ده نو دا چې د اقبال ول ډیر غټ پیغام یو لپاره In Pakistan, he is regarded as the ideological founder of the state. His Tarane-Hind is a song that is widely used in India as a patriotic song, speaking of communal harmony. In much of South Asia, Iqbal is regarded as Shair-e-Mashriq, poet of the East. He is also called Mufakkir-e-Pakistan, the thinker of Pakistan, Musawwir-e-Pakistan, artist of Pakistan, and Hakim-ul-Ummat, the sage of Ummah. The Pakistan government officially named him as the national poet and the ideological founder of Pakistan. So as we know that one of his very famous song is Tarane-Hind, that is considered as one of patriotic song among many that still people here in India as well as in Pakistan that was written when at the time of Indian subcontinent and apart from that Alama Iqbal is known as Shair-e-Mashriq, Mufakkir-e-Pakistan, Musawwir-e-Pakistan, Hakim-ul-Ummat. That's how his influence was. He continuously gave the message of towards to live the life like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or to stay connected to our religion, to our roots, and that's why he's considered Hakimul Ummat, to someone that will guide the Ummah. And the government of Pakistan also named him as the national poet and the ideological founder of Pakistan. So Iqbal چې ده کنه هغه یو نظریاتي مو ولا فاونډر کنسیډر کیږي چې هغه مو ته یو نظریه راکړې وي چې یو مسلمانانو لپاره یو سیپریټ یو بیل ملک پکار ده هغه دی چې ده کنه د ایډیولوژیکل فاونډر یې هغه نه علاوه ترانه هند چې د ور ډیره ایوا ملي نغمه ټایپ چې ده کنه هغه لیکلی و نو هغه کې هغه چې د هارموني خبره کړې و چې لکه مسلمانان هندوان چې د سره کې پته کې دی شي هغه ټایم سب کانټیننټ هغه نه علاوه اقبال ته شاعر مشرق مفکر پاکستان مصور پاکستان او حکیم الامت ولا چې دا کنه ټایټلز ملاو دي او پاکستان ولا چې کوم ګورنمنت هغه ته هغه ټایم کې نېشنل پویټ او ایډیولوژیکل فاونډر اف پاکستان ولا خطاب ملاو ده He was not only poet and great thinker but also a great moralist, a reformer, and an educationist. Iqbal breathed his last on 21st April 1938. His tomb is located in Hazuri Bagh, the enclosed garden between entrance of Badshahi Mosque and the Lahore Fort, and official guards are provided by the government of Pakistan. So, as we know that he was not just a poet or a philosopher, he was also a great moralist. He through his poetry, he guided people about what is wrong and what is right and what they should seek for. He was a reformer also. He tried to change the corrupt system. He worked for improving the system, you know. So that's why he was considered as a reformist, and he was educationist too. He taught in different colleges, different subjects. So Iqbal died on 21st April 1938. His tomb is located in Hazuri Bagh, that is near Badshahi Mosque. So, and there are guards that are given by the government of Pakistan. नो अल्लामा इकबाल च कन यू सिर्फ शायर या फिलोसफर नो आहिन अलावा मोरलिस्ट वो चुकुम खलको तबे खपल पोएट्री थ्रू च दागा खलको तदा सबक वर कड़े च च सही दी च गलती वाखो तत्स हासिल कमान पुकार दी रिफॉर्म रो आखा डेर खपल कोशिश कड़े च मुझ दा करप्ट सिस्टम खत्म शी टीचर हम वो यू एजुकेशनिस्ट और ही नैलवा आज द 1938 21 अप्रैल मने वफat شوی او هغې نه علاوه چې دغه والا چې کوم مزار ده حضوري باغ کې ده چې کوم بادشاهي ماسک سره لاهور کې بادشاهي ماسک سره نږدې ده او ازي چې ده کنه حکومت ولا خپل ګارډز هم درولي دي. So, as we have studied about Alama Iqbal, this is not enough. It is just the introduction about Alama Iqbal, but we get to know, as we study him, we get to know how important his influence was on this subcontinent and how important his literary works were. So, Iqbal was, not just he was a writer or philosopher, he was a scholar, he was a politician, whose poetry in Urdu language is considered the greatest of 20th century, and his vision of cultural and political ideal for Muslims of India, it came true, and he was considered as the ideological spiritual founder of Pakistan. So as we get to know his works, we read, we study his works, we get to know with it's a true guidance for us, and we should study him, we should study his poetry, we should consider him as our ideal to guide us through our life, and that's what he always wanted the youth. He always wanted the youth to get back on track and to work for themselves and for the country and to get to know themselves. That was his ultimate vision, and that's why most of his poetry is about the youth. So we should consider studying him, we should consider reading his poetry and truly implement it in our lives. If you have any question, write down in the comment. We'll see you in the next video.
फारूक फाउंडेशन ऑनलाइन स्कूल तमाम तलबा और तालिबात के लिए खुशखबरी। जदीद साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी की मदद से क्लास अव्वल ता दहम ये तालीमी बोर्ड तैयार किया गया है, जिससे आप मैट्रिक तक का इम्तिहान बगैर किसी ट्यूशन पास कर सकते हैं। मजीद KPK का निसाब भी मौजूद है। हमारी तमाम वीडियोस यूट्यूब पर मौजूद हैं। किसी किस्म की कोई फीस नहीं चार्ज की जाती। आप हमारे जूम प्रोग्राम में भी दाखिला ले सकते हैं। फारूक फाउंडेशन ऑनलाइन स्कूल।
इसको इस तरह पढ़ना है कि अभी तक हमने फ्रैक्शन के बारे में पढ़ा था कि 1/2 क्या होता है।
एज फॉलोज, एक जनरल इक्वेशन हमें बताई गई है फोटोसिंथेसिस की, हम लोग उसको देख लेते हैं। यहाँ पे क्या है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है हमारे पास
इतना इसका, तो फिर ये बन जाता है, ये है सर्कल ही, ठीक है। अगर हम जोड़ देंगे तो ये सर्कल हो जाएगा, लेकिन अभी ये क्या है,
हीट उस हीट पर कम तरीक़ों ट्रांसफ़र कीगी हर तरीके बमंगवायो थर्मल
जो ग्लोमेरुलर फिल्ट्रेट है, यहाँ पर मेन काम होता है कि पानी को अब्जॉर्प्शन का, यानी कि उसकी कंजर्वेशन का मेन काम कहाँ पर होता है, ये ग्लोमेरुलर फिल्ट्रेट यानी वुमेन कैप्सूल